So Brent and I met in 2007. Got a chance to know one another a little bit better, and kind of our story began from there.
When we got married, we knew that we wanted to spend the first couple of years, just the two of us, spending time together, traveling, making memories. So we did. We spent the first couple of years traveling the world together and doing things that most people could only dream of doing. And then several years into it, we decided that it was time to start growing a family. We decided we were going to start trying, and a month turns into 2 months, and 2 months turns into 6 months, and initially you're not worried about it. You just think it's timing or it's stressful time at work, whatever it may be. No red flags going off. But then months turn into a year, and then you start wondering, is it time to maybe get a little bit of medical advice and see if there's something that could be done. That lasted a year to 2 years, and again, we didn't have a good reason. It just wasn't working. So this is when we said, all right, what gives us the best chance of having a kid of our own? We feel like the surrogate route might give us the best chance. And of the people that we know, has had successful birth, Abby fit that profile.
Growing up, Brent and I were 8 years apart, so we were always pretty close. He was definitely pretty protective. Greg and I had actually started talking about the opportunity to carry for Brent and Nicole back in January of 19. Brent and Nicole had no idea that we had discussed it. We felt led to do it. It was definitely out of our comfort zone, and it was more important for us to pursue godliness rather than comfort.
I called her, and I'm going to ask you something. It's the most nervous I've ever been asking a question, far worse than asking her to marry me. It's not something that I want you to race into, but know that there is no bad answer, that you're loved regardless of what you say.
And I said, absolutely. He had no idea. I probably shocked him because he was not expecting a yes.
And I was like, so you don't want to talk about with Greg? And she goes, we've already talked about it. We were just waiting for you guys to ask us. There's been a few times in my life I've been left speechless, but that was definitely one of them.
And to think that she would be willing to do that for us and help make us parents. Something we weren't sure if would ever happen. And she made us parents and gave us hope again.
You see a whole lot of people that help get him here. He's more than just a son. He's a miracle little boy.
I found myself listening to Michael W. Smith's Waymaker song. I think it's a true testament of Brent and Nicole's testimony. When the chorus says Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, I just reflect back on, God made a way for them. He performed a miracle and he kept his promise.
From my perspective, there was a feeling of comfort and no fear, and it was like a blanket of warmth that kind of was over us.
It's been very surreal for me. Abby and I have always been very close, but I remember the day that she was born, seeing her for the first time and holding her for the first time, and you look back and you realize that you were holding more than your sister. That at almost 8 years old, you never would guess that she would be the one that helps you hold the baby your own. Just brother and sister making some bottles. Here's to parenthood. I may have argued with her in the past, but she never loses an argument from this point forward. She always wins forever.
I win everything at this point. Like I said, we've always been close, but this has definitely brought us even closer.
There are a lot of chapters to the story, and faith has been sort of the foundation of every single one of them. Early on, we realized that this story was written a long time ago, long before we knew we were part of it. It's God's plan. It has nothing but a good outcome.